Hello and welcome, my lovely Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this is your intuitive card and energy reading. We're going to do this for February 3rd through February 16th, 2020. Remember, time is merely pretense. This could be past, present, and or future energies. Also remember, this is a general reading. These, my lovely Saggies. And the stars you were born under are the lessons and the experiences you can expect in this lifetime and not personality program. So do listen for the entirety of the reading to get the total soul evolution. Excellent card to start the reading. It's the Sun card. All right, but let's go ahead and recap some energies since we last left off. Remember, through December 2020, we still have that Jupiter and Capricorn energy. It's like kind of like living with a strict parent or coach or life coach that's going to ground us, you know, make us eat our Wheaties kind of thing. But it's that Jupiter, Big Daddy, Nymph Chaser, Zeus energy as well, along with that Capricorn masculine CEO boss energy. Remember, you can be the boss of your life, but it's kind of like living with a willy-nilly dad. And it's like my two dads. One is like extremely strict and one is extremely chick magnet chaser kind of thing, like the Brothers Karamazov father. All right, I'm reading that book right now again, and then we also have Mercury moving into Pisces on the 3rd of February. We had that. Mercury is the planet communication. Pisces is the most compassionate sign, so this is almost like believe in magic kind of energy. Communication is going to be less precise. You can expect some errors and misunderstandings, but it's going to be a time of imagination, intuition, creativity, a good time to study the metaphysical, and expect deep heart-to-heart connections as opposed to contracts, and it'll be more surreal. And then we're going to go to my next reading is going to be my Mercury retrograde reading, which is going to begin February 17th. So we're kind of moving into shadow Mercury retrograde period in Pisces. And that's going to involve brain fog, more mistakes, misunderstandings. Just, you know, Mercury retrograde, you know, it is an illusion. Planets don't actually go backwards or retrograde. So I always keep that in mind. And I always get through a little easier than other people. And on the 7th, the Friday of this week, before the full moon hits, we're going to have that Venus in Aries fire. We're getting fire right now. When Capricorn season, Cosmo called Capricorn season a shit show. And then moving into Aquarius season, which we are now, a breath of fresh air. And of course it is because we have fire coming into the chart, intense fire in Venus in Aries. And then this full moon is in Leo. But, Venus is the planet of love, sex, and power, and Aries is that fast and furious sign. It's about excitement and speed. It's the love of the chase. We could have a little more than necessary impatience, especially when it comes to love and connections. It's a good time to show off, but it's also a really great time to show off because of this full moon in Leo. Spotlight is going to be back. Let's remember, Leo is all about the spotlight shining on us, but it is called on the 8th. It does peak on the morning of the 9th. It's called the snow moon. It's represented by the 7 of Wands, which is about rivalry, valor, making the big decisions for the good of all, the tough decisions for the good of all. Think about it as what do they call it? Faith and experience. It's the lioness protecting her cubs. But let's all remember, Leo is represented by the sun. And it's going to be on a Sunday. And even though it's the full snow moon, and it's going to shed light on something, usually something that should leave us, should go, be let go, it's all about getting into the spotlight. But it's almost like everybody getting into the spotlight, getting into the warmth. And who are we going to warm up with? Who are we impatiently dying to get our time with? And then I was thinking about, like, how am I going to put this all together to explain it to everyone? And it's basically, it's that Creedence Clearwater Revival song. What is that? Have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? And if you haven't, then you don't understand what miracles look like. And It happens a lot in California, and it's absolutely amazing. It is as amazing as it sounds. Whew, that was fast. And it kind of feels very miracle, very surreal, very magical, almost like anything can happen, and almost like you have to take off your sweater and kind of like take off your hoodies and your jackets and kind of take in the sun a bit. It kind of reminds me of that scene in Twilight where the sun comes out and everybody's like, oh, I need sun, except for the vampires. But it's kind of that energy, very magical kind of energy coming towards us right now of fire and water and air and earth all kind of coming together in a big magical way. All right, let's get to this reading, see what Spirit has for us. All right, me being the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling with unconditional love and gratitude. This is my charismatic gift I share with you. And I really do thank you very much for all your likes, your subscribes, your views alone to help the channel. Subscribe now if you haven't. You guys are remarkable, and the channel, because you view and you like and you subscribe, the channel supports itself. All right, and I don't do personal readings. Some people have been naughty. All right, maybe I'll open up another time. Okay, let's see what we have. This reading is about finding happiness in this season. It is a sense of appreciation, a sense of it doesn't really matter what's going on in your life right now, Sagittarius. Your reading starts out with the Sun card, the happy card. It is the card of it's Leo season's card. It's a Leo card because the Sun and Leo are one, the sunflowers. But it is that feeling of warmth. It is that feeling of it's going to be okay. And it's accepting happiness where you are. And I say that because I have the Six of Wands in reverse and the Four of Wands in reverse. And these can, these can be like, I have no reason to celebrate. This can be no victory. This can be, but because it's capitalized by the start with the Sun card, it's like, doesn't really matter what's going on. It's like you finding that sense of joy in what you have. It's like that gratitude card. It is that card of, it doesn't matter if you didn't win. It doesn't matter if you're not celebrating your wedding. It kind of just is that happiness where you are. And it also feels like you have a 10 of Cups to defend this week. It is, or this period, it's kind of that energy of, I have everything I want. I have it all. And it's not because you have things physically. These are happy cards. This is 10 of Cups. This is emotional well-being. And underneath all that, underneath the Sun and the 10 of Cups, I do have this Page of Pentacles. It's like, I can set out on a new financial journey. I could set out on a new quest. And it's a slow one, but it's a desire. It's not even setting out. It's a desire to start with something new. It's almost like, there's joy in loss, Sagittarius. And this is what I'm feeling from this reading. With this Six of Wands and this Four of Wands, I was really having trouble figuring out why is this so happy for you? And I'll tell you why you're so happy. It's because you've kind of made room to start something new. For this Page of Pentacles, it's like when you're a doctor with driving a Porsche and, you have the offices in like Newport Beach, which is a very expensive area around here, or and you have a very big tower and you have all the fancy equipment and you want to be a painter. Sometimes it's hard to unravel that. Sometimes it's hard to unravel the mansion you live in and the gardener and the pool person. And even though your kids have all moved out, it's kind of hard to unravel the greatness of life, the happiness that you've come to. And it feels like this is an unraveling. Like there's something, either you're dismantling an office or you're dismantling a career in some kind of way. And I do have the Seven of Wands, which is that rivalry. I just listed this. This is 7 Wands. This is the card of the full moon. This full moon is going to show you something. It's going to show you that even though some of you might be going through a sudden disastrous feeling like the whole world has flipped upside down and you don't even know how you're going to pay for your car, or you may just be getting rid of that Porsche and getting a Honda. Whatever it is, it feels like some of you have made this choice and you're slowly dismantling this life, while others of you are kind of just losing it. It's all just going away. Very Tower moment kind of thing that already has happened. So if it hasn't happened, this is just the idea of defending what you must, taking care of what you must, but kind of letting go of some things that you don't need to have your 10 of Cups, your real 10 of Cups. You know, this is not about, you know, the big time career. If you're a big time lawyer, you know, your office, you got to shut that shit down. You're not even going to put stuff in storage. It's not like you're going to build another office if this one was lost in a Tower moment. You are absolutely going to let it go. Let it go with the full moon, because you have happiness. You're finding happiness in the moment and less. And I have the Hangman in reverse. So you fought this through. Look at that victory. That glow he has. It's very victorious. And it's like, I'm ready. I'm coming into that knowledge that I'm ready. I've thought it through. This full moon, everyone's going to see what it really matters, what really counts. Yeah, I'm not putting anything in storage because I'm not rebuilding this office. I'm moving on to other things. I'm going to start living on less because I'm going to be a painter, a school teacher. This OBGYN in China retired, and she was like in her 60s of some kind, and she had it all planned out, and she ate exactly right. She did the right exercise. She had sex in the right positions. So she could get pregnant, and she did succeed in that naturally. And, but she'd really thought it through. She really planned it through because she wanted to be a mom, but she hadn't really, but she didn't have time because she had this big time career. And so, so it's kind of that kind of energy, like this second half of life. This is coming. I've worked it through. And maybe it started with a Tower moment or a dismantling, but it's coming in. So the energy that's coming in is the 10 of Cups, the 7 of Wands, and the Hangman in reverse, which is the energy of, I have happiness here in my hand. With the 10 of Cups kind of thing, I'm going to defend it like a lioness defending her cubs. And I've really thought it through. We're going to be fine. Look at this. I've really thought it through. We're going to have victory here. Now, the energy that's going to result from all this big change and this upheaval, and it feels like a very big turnover, is that Page of Pence, that desire for something new, a new path, a new journey. And it still might be hidden from you just a little bit. There are some secrets that you're not willing to share, which is the Moon card. Could be a Pisces in your energy that you're just not willing to share this with. And that's going to create some 5 of Cups energy. The things you're giving up, other people have to give up to. People were counting on you of having the big pool or in the mansion, or maybe the X-ray machine for them to use. Whatever it is, there are things you're giving up that you didn't anticipate people would give a rat's fig about. But now you're finding out that you're cutting out some things that are just not entire like people planned on. I plan on having a place to live, Mom or Dad. I plan on this and that, and it's not going to happen because you, oh wow, this is advice from Spirit. I have the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Jack of Wands, and the 8 of Diamonds, and the 8 of Hearts. This is balancing your energy. You're coming into a rough start because, like I said, this is a dismantling. This is taking apart your past life is what you're working on. Whatever your first act or the last act that you're closing out, Sagittarius, you're closing it out. You're moving on to something entirely new. You have a total fire under your ass to get this done. This is like an opportunity. It's like if you're on unemployment now, the next job you get is going to support your life where you are building it from now kind of thing. It's that where you're building your life from where you are now. You're not planning to go back into some big major thing or start over in some big major career. The 8 of Diamonds and 8 of Cups, this is balancing energy. 8 of Diamonds is very masterful energy, practicing energy, perfecting energy. And this 8 of Cups is the same energy except in a lovey-dovey kind of way. This is balancing your emotions, getting prepared emotionally for what you're coming at and physically. And it's really, it's just that balancing energy. You've been through the dark night of the soul. You've been through the 7s, and now you're coming out on the 8s, and you're integrating those lessons and those realizations, those decisions. You do have to make a hard decision and a realization, a choice, a determination from the 7s, and you've done that. Now you're moving on to the 8s. You've really, this is like your second act is what you're working on now. 7 of Swords upright, yeah. You may be, this is not a card of deception. This is, you need to keep some shit to yourself because you are going to have some haters. And this is definitely keep your swords to yourself, your thoughts to yourself, because not just haters, but thieves, people who might steal your idea. You need to protect it. There's a sense of protection here. And I did have the 7 of Wands. I did talk about the 7s and the 8s, kind of like leaving that energy, that darker decision kind of energy, that up in the head energy, and moving on to more balancing energy until you get fully balanced and you have things moving and things are becoming obvious. You kind of want to keep this to yourself. Like I said, there are people who want you to stay where you are because they do benefit from it. That's where you're going to get your victory, though. You're going to get your victory very soon. And that is because you're making it happen. Spirit is like, you know what, you can't hold back a Sag with what they're doing now and with the fire available to them. That Venus in Aries in patience. And then this Leo full moon. You're going to have a full light all over everything. So that full moon light, and then the sun. There's a sun aspect to this Leo full moon because it's happening on a Sunday. Leo is represented by the sun. It started with the sun card. There's going to be major light available to you to be able to make some really good decisions and really get this going properly. You're not going to miss many aspects of it, but you kind of need to get on it now because with this full moon, so you don't kind of like try and start things new during Mercury retrograde. All right, thank you for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip, or donate. I know it's bedtime. If the spirit moves you, everything's in the box below. Have a great week. 2 weeks, my lovely Sagittarius, and good luck. It looks like things are going to work out for you, my loves.